Hello and welcome to our webinar, How to Compare Financial Aid Packages. My name is Kara Mullenhouse, and I am presenting this webinar on behalf of the College and Academic Counseling Office at the Illinois Math and Science Academy. For our webinar, we will be 1. Discussing the types of financial aid available, 2. Learning how to compare financial aid packages, 3. Evaluating 2 sample financial aid award letters, 4th, highlighting key factors related to financial aid packages, and 5th, discussing college decision-making from a cost perspective. You filed the free application for Federal Student Aid, or FAFSA, and by now should have received a financial aid award letter from each of your students' colleges. When colleges received your financial aid data, they processed your students' FAFSA information in order to provide you with a financial aid award. By now, colleges should have sent you a financial aid award letter or provided this information in the student's college portal. If additional information or documentation was needed, this would also show up in the student portal. Please check your student's portal if you have not done so already. If your family has experienced any unusual circumstances, for example, unemployment or high medical expenses, which were not already indicated on your FAFSA, you should contact each college's financial aid office individually to discuss how this might impact your financial aid award. Colleges had until April 1 to provide you with an award letter. If you have not received one, please be sure the college isn't waiting for additional information from you. If nothing is missing and you do not have award information yet, please contact the college immediately. Students have until May 1 to make a final college decision. Before discussing financial aid award letters, let's review the types of financial aid available. Gift aid is exactly what it sounds like. It is a gift and does not have to be repaid. Gift aid can come in the form of a scholarship and/or grant and can be funded by the federal government, state government, or the institution itself. Loans, which must be repaid, are another type of financial aid. Repayment terms will vary depending on the type of loan, but most students' loans are funded through the federal government. Federal Work Study, or FWS, is a federal-funded program that gives students the opportunity to apply for a campus job and earn money towards their educational expenses. Now let's talk about financial aid award notification. Financial aid award notifications can vary in appearance from institution to institution. Most are now posted on a student's portal at each individual college, but some colleges still mail financial aid award letters or send it by email. Although the award notification may differ in appearance, there are 3 components you can usually expect to see. The first, cost of attendance, is the average cost for a student to attend a particular institution, which means your cost of attendance will be different at each school. The EFC, or Estimated Family Contribution, is determined by the federal government from the information you provided on your FAFSA. The EFC stays the same at each college and is a picture of what the federal government believes you can afford to pay each year, not necessarily what you feel you can afford to pay or will pay. It is important not to confuse the EFC, or Expected Family Contribution, with the actual amount you will be required to pay at each institution. Unmet need is determined by taking the cost of attendance and subtracting the EFC. Unmet need is important because it is the figure used by financial aid offices to calculate a student's financial aid package. You cannot, however, assume that the unmet need amount will be the amount the institution will award. Not every institution will meet 100% of need. While your EFC at each school will be the same, the types and amounts of financial aid awarded may vary. Your award may include grants, scholarships, loans, and/or work. Your financial aid award at each school will be based not only on your eligibility for each program, but also the school's ability to offer their own financial resources. Let's talk for a minute about cost of attendance. Cost of attendance should not be confused with your actual bill from the institution. Actual charges may be different than the cost of attendance for several reasons. Direct costs, which the institution will bill you for, may include tuition fees, room and board, and can vary based on the meal plan chosen, the particular dorm charges, and the actual fees. Indirect costs are not part of your bill, but are still costs to your family, and the federal government allows colleges to include the indirect costs in their cost of attendance. These include books and supplies, transportation, and personal expenses. Cost of attendance is made up of both direct and indirect charges and is used by the Financial Aid Office to calculate a student's financial aid eligibility. But again, cost of attendance is normally not what you will be billed by the college. As stated earlier, financial aid award notifications can vary in presentation. Let's take a look at two possible award samples. You will notice immediately that each award notification looks completely different. However, there are common components on each. First, let's compare the cost of attendance at each college. You will see cost of attendance highlighted in red. On the top left, you will notice that University A gives a breakdown of the cost of attendance, while University B on the right only provides the total cost of attendance without a breakdown. Comparing schools, you'll see that University B's cost of attendance is approximately $11,000 more than University A, or $43,120 versus $32,810. If you were to make a decision between these two schools based on cost only, and you relied on the cost of attendance figure to do so, you would choose University A. However, cost of attendance does not give you enough information to make a decision. In blue, you will see the expected family contribution. The EFC, or expected family contribution of $29,077, is the same at each institution, so that alone will not give you enough information to compare your out-of-pocket expenses. If you take the cost of attendance and subtract the EFC, this gives you what is called the unmet need, highlighted in green for each college. Notice that the unmet need is significantly higher at University B due to their higher cost of attendance. However, as discussed earlier, a school will not always meet 100% of that need. You cannot assume that University A is going to award the student his or her unmet need of $2,733, or that University B is going to award $14,043. Therefore, you must carefully compare the amounts and types of assistance awarded by each college. Ask yourself, how is the need being met? It is very important to look at each award package individually. First, let's look at University A's financial aid package under Award Summary on the bottom left. The awards allotted include $1,200 departmental award or gift aid, but notice that the remaining financial aid offered is in the form of loans, a federal direct loan subsidized and a federal direct loan unsubsidized totaling $5,500 and a federal Parent Plus loan of up to $25,110. On the other hand, University B's financial aid offer, under awards in the middle of the letter on the right, include a University B grant for $3,121 each semester, or $6,242 total, and a Mitchell scholarship totaling $20,000. Additionally, the student has been given a $5,500 federal direct loan and a Parent Plus loan of up to $8,978. The student has also been awarded federal work study of $2,400. However, an FWS or federal work study award only gives the student an opportunity to look for a campus job, and like any job, the student receives a paycheck for their award work. Therefore, federal work study will not be subtracted directly off the charges from the institution. Now look at each college's total award amount highlighted in purple. Both schools appear to have awarded 100% of the cost of attendance in red, and both have met 100% of unmet need. However, a closer look reveals that University A, while approximately $11,000 less in cost, has only awarded the student $1,200 in gift aid. The remaining cost must be met by loans or the family's own financial resources. On the other hand, University B has awarded $26,242 in grant scholarships, the Mitchell Scholarship and University B grant, and much less in loans. While the federal direct loan to the student offered by each school is the same, $5,500, the student is only eligible for the unsubsidized loan, a less attractive loan at University B. Also, the Parent Plus loan is much less at University B. University B is the less expensive option despite the fact that its total cost of attendance is $11,000 more per year. However, there are many factors beyond cost to consider when making the final decision on a college. In summary, if I take University B's cost of attendance of $43,120 and subtract only the gift aid, the remaining cost is $16,878. At University A, the total cost is $31,810, and after subtracting the gift aid, the remaining cost before loans is $30,610, almost double the cost. In both cases, loans are available to cover the remaining costs, but each family must decide what they can afford in terms of out-of-pocket expense and how much they are willing to borrow. All factors must be considered. One tool that can help you with your decision is the Financial Aid Comparison Worksheet, developed by the Illinois State Student Assistance Commission, or ISAC, which allows you to compare the cost of attendance, unmet need, types and amounts of awards, and final out-of-pocket expenses. You will find the link to this excellent resource at the end of this presentation. While each family's financial situation is different and college expenses are covered in a variety of ways, it is helpful to understand that the majority, 37% of this expense, comes directly from the parent's income. Grants and scholarships cover on average 23%. Student and parent loans make up the next percentage of cost, reflecting the amount of debt that families are accumulating to pay for college. The federal government's basic assumption is that the parents will contribute toward their son or daughter's education, so it is important to ask yourself some important questions. Some of these questions include: 1. What can our family afford to pay for college on a monthly basis? 2. Are we, student and parent, willing to take out loans to cover the costs? If so, how much? 3. If we accept student loans, what will the monthly cost be to repay these loans? 4. Will our son or daughter work during college? 5. Will we have additional children in college in the near future? How will this impact our ability to pay for college? Finally, be honest with your son or daughter about what is affordable for your family before they make a college decision. Now that we've compared financial aid awards and discussed college funding resources, the question, should the final college decision come down to cost alone, must be asked. The answer is absolutely not. When comparing the parents' and student out-of-pocket costs and loan consideration, go back to the reason your student chose his or her colleges. What type of learning environment and opportunities will each institution offer your son or daughter? How do the departmental programs differ at each school, and which is the best fit for your child? When you compare more expensive options, ask yourself, how much more are you willing to pay if your student loves each school equally? And does the more expensive option offer that much more than your less expensive option? Now let's look at a student who has already made his college decision. Harry Potter has already compared financial aid awards and has decided to attend Hogwarts University. The cost of attendance at Hogwarts is $58,000, and Harry's expected family contribution is $32,000, leaving his unmet need at $26,000. Harry has been awarded 2 scholarships, a grant and a $5,500 federal direct loan. Harry has decided to accept the full federal direct student loan in addition to his scholarships and grant, leaving his family with $11,000 in out-of-pocket expenses. Although Harry's parents were offered a PLUS loan, they have declined the PLUS loan after determining they can afford to pay the $11,000 remaining costs in a monthly payment plan through the college. However, Harry now has a $5,500 loan, and we can assume he will borrow at least the same amount each year, which means he will owe at least $22,000 when he graduates. Decisions on whether to take out loans is a very personal or family decision, but it is important to understand that a student's monthly payments towards that loan will look like when they leave school. Therefore, we encourage you to use the Debt Wizard link at the end of this webinar for helpful information on borrowing and debt. Your son or daughter will make a final college decision by May 1st, and at that time, they must indicate to the school of choice whether they are accepting or rejecting each award. This is especially important as it relates to loans. You can accept all of the loan, a portion of the loan, or none of the loan. Also, if you opt to reject a loan, check with the school to see if you can change your mind in the event that you would decide you need it later. In conclusion, we encourage you to review the amount and types of your awards, to calculate the out-of-pocket costs, and to understand the long-term costs of taking out loans. Additionally, most colleges have a monthly payment plan. Please check with your students' colleges by early summer to learn about the process to sign up. Also, please remember that you must file a FAFSA every year on or after October 1st. We hope this presentation has provided you with valuable information. If your son or daughter needs assistance comparing financial aid offers, they should see their CAC. If you have specific questions about an award offer or your financial circumstances have changed, you should contact the financial aid office at each institution directly. Finally, here are some financial aid links we believe you will find beneficial. Please note that this financial aid webinar will be available on the IMSA website under College and Academic Counseling sometime this week, allowing you to refer back to these valuable resources as needed. We are now open for questions.